Hello, I'm Mickey Harris with Downers Grove South SLEP News at 10, here today with a special report on something that plagues DGS students every day: sleep deprivation. Are you catching all your Z's? Sleep deprivation has been an ongoing issue at Downers Grove South. No doubt you've seen students hunched over their desks with their heads resting on their hands, even dozing off entirely. What's to blame for this lack of good rest? We go live to field reporter.
Hello, I'm Katie Byrne reporting from the field. There are many factors that affect a student's sleep cycle, but the two big ones appear to be homework and media. The average high school student has about 3 to 4 hours of homework each night, which to teachers seems fair. Students get home after school, have a little dinner, they're done with their homework by 7:30, right? Well, it's not that simple. Many students are involved in extracurricular activities which keep them as late as 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night, sometimes even longer. Add that in, they might not be doing their homework until at least 10 or 11 o'clock at night. If students were to drop all their homework completely and get the recommended 8 to 9 hours of sleep, they wouldn't be waking up until at least 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, and you guessed it, be late for school. If students were to do all their homework and try to get to bed on time anyway, there's still the issue of media stimulation. Many teens like to watch TV or check their Instagram or Facebook or anything like that right before they go to bed, which just further decreases the amount of time of getting sleep before they head to school the next morning. Reporting live from the field, I'm Katie Byrne. On to Will Moore for an interview with National Honor Society President and DGS speech team member Reese Richardson.
Hi, I'm Will Moore here with Reese Richardson, president of Mask and Gavel and part of the top 2% of DGS. So Reese, how many hours of sleep do you get each night?
I actually get a fairly standard amount of sleep. I've developed some skills over the course of my high school career. So whereas some people might get like 5 to 6 hours, I'm closer to 7 or 8 and even 9 in some cases. And yeah.
All right. Well, that's really good. Do you think there's anything that affects the amount of sleep you get each night?
Well, obviously the amount of homework that you're doing, but one of the skills that I have developed is I often tell myself, all right, I'm going to stop doing homework by 10 o'clock. And I don't do any homework past that. If I have homework done, I try to get it done in the morning. But basically, I impose that limit upon myself to set a goal to aspire to so that I'm not up all night doing homework.
All right. Do you participate in any after-school activities?
Yeah, I participate in a ton. I have speech and debates. I'm president of Mask and Gavel. I'm the president of National Honor Society. I do Rush Corps. I do Mustang Way Leaders. I actually made one of the videos for Mustang Way last year. Outside of school, I have a youth group. I was a Downers Grove peer juror. And I'm also on math team here at DGS.
And how late do most of those activities keep you?
Speech definitely keeps me the latest. During some parts of the speech season, you take, practices from 3:30 to sometimes 8, sometimes even 9 if it's a really long night after school. Math team doesn't take very long. We practice once a week. And among other things, normally just a meeting here and there in the morning or during the lunch period.
All right, well, thank you very much for the interview. Once again, I'm Will Moore, SLEP News. Back to you, Mickey.
Thank you, Will. Many students feel that compromising sleep is no big deal, but what exactly is the risk at hand here? Now we'll go over to live reporter Dan Niscoda with health teacher Vince Garamoni for some answers. Dan?
I'm Dan Niscoda here with health teacher Mr. Garamoni and ask a couple of questions about sleep. How many hours of sleep are required for a healthy teenager, guy or girl, assuming that the ages are 14 to 18 years?
So everything that I've learned is and studied, it says you need a absolute minimum of 8 hours. But because you're in the teen years when you're growing, you really need closer to 9 hours of sleep. And if you're sick, you might need even more because you're trying to recover from injury, illness, or something like that.
Do you think students meet the standard for sleep?
Well, I've taken some informal surveys with my students, and a large percentage do not. Sometimes in some of my classes, half of the class. I mean, I teach a whole lesson on sleep and getting proper sleep, and sometimes half the class will say, "Oh yeah, I get 6 hours or I get 5 hours or whatever." And then when you're talking about times like final exams and things like that, they get even less than that. So I would say a large percentage are sleep deprived.
Why are students lacking sleep in the high school environment?
Well, everybody's an individual, but I think the main reason is this will sound maybe bad to some people. There's too many distractions. There's too much media distractions, social media, television. I mean, you can do something 24/7. There's no test pattern on the TV after 11 o'clock like when I was a kid. I mean, that just doesn't exist. And actually, it wasn't 11 o'clock, but maybe 2 a.m. But now you can go on the internet and see whatever you want at any time. So I really believe that being connected to our phones, is also a part of that, and I think it's a problem. I really do.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Garamoni, for the interview.